All right, guys. So this is our second ever episode, and I am here interviewing a good friend of mine and just an old colleague. And this is
My name is Juan Manuel Diaz, also known as the Payasito by the Sultan Gang. This is my friend Jonathan, and I'm here to let you guys know what you guys want to know.
yeah. So basically, run down his story. Go through his upbringing, go through his challenges in life, and just go, um, basically his life story. Yeah. So as he said, he goes by Juan, but he also goes as Payaso. That's what most of the people know him as Payaso. Um, all right. So first question. Let's just talk about where you were born and what your earliest memories were of phone.
Well, we're going way back. Try to remember as much as I can. I was born on a village called Dos Aguas from the city of Morelia, Michoacan, Mexico. As far as I know, is I didn't have a very good childhood there. That was my basically where I was born.
Okay. Yeah. And from what age were you? Well, how many years did you live in Mexico before you came over here?
I was living in Mexico until I was 9. I remember, it was a sad childhood. I grew up with not a father. And so they decided to send me to the United States.
Okay. And what kind of environment did you grow up in? Was there a lot of peace? Was there a lot of struggle when at your time in Mexico, or what was your upbringing like in Mexico?
I could recall until this day it was one of my best years when I was growing up as a kid because I experienced no violence. Even though I had the love of a father, but I was a innocent kid, man. I could play, I could have fun, I could laugh, and
Yeah.
there was nothing to worry about.
Yeah. So you were raised like in a very good home with your mom. Did you have any siblings?
I could tell you if I tell you yes, I would be lying because I grew up on my own. My mom was too busy. It was a dysfunctional home at that time. I wasn't really focusing on it. My dad was here in the United States. I didn't know. I wasn't aware of it. My mom was struggling to survive and support 8 of us. That's what I thought it was 8 of us, but now that I know it was more of us. It was just a dark past they were hiding, and that's what pushed me away to grow up with my own family. So I decided to grow up on my own in the streets.
Yeah. Well, what was that? Like, what's that dark past that you found out about later that made you not think that it was such a good upbringing?
I think it was the my father for a better life for his kids. He decided to leave to the United States, and there was something between there because when he was over here, he was doing his job of sending money to my mom and everything. But right between it, it was the jealousy, the envy of a family who was stuck in the money. Never got to my mom. My mom created hate against him, and that's what everything started, man. That's when mom start feeling like, hey, he finds somebody else, and she goes and starting her own life again, started making a living. I mean, it was 8 of us. She was the only mother, you
Yeah.
know. So I think that's where everything started right there.
Obviously, you think you had a lot of resentment towards your dad because of that?
Not to my dad, I guess. It was kind of trauma because I mean, we as a family, we should everybody should know and should talk to each other about the problems.
There.
But it was something that was hiding from me for many years. I grew up thinking that my dad was dead.
There.
And I guess because we were kids, uh, they thought we were not ready for the truth or whatever the reason was it. And and so I was 9 years old. I was playing, this funny game, and next thing you know, you have your mom telling you, "Hey, get your stuff ready. You're going to the United States with your dad." It's like a how boy, it's like something you just
Yeah.
it hits you because you'll be like, "Hey, I thought I don't have a dad," and then next thing you know, you have a dad and you're leaving, and I was still a kid, man.
Oh, damn. So you felt kind of resentment towards your mom for not telling you, or
I I I think I did. I hold on to my mom a lot because there's a day in Mexico we call it El Día del Niño.
yeah,
When fathers go over there and that's when you get a lot of food. And for every kid, that's the best day, because you poor and you got nothing to eat. El Día del Niño is when everybody gets food from all kinds of families. And I never had a dad to give my humble dear padre or something like that. I see when I try to go to school, I see my friends go with their parents, and I was just alone in life.
yeah, yeah,
I think it was a lot of resentment against my mom for keeping the truth from me.
yeah. And when she sent you over here to the United States with your dad, did you come live with your dad, or how was it, or what happened when you got over here?
It was 9. It was like, to be honest, I was still 9 years old. It was just out of nowhere. It's like, I don't know how they thought about it. Like, one thing you say, like, hey, you know what? From one day to another, hey, you're going to the United States, like, you know?
Yeah.
So I said, all right, me and my brother came with my sister and her partner and my little sobrino, Ivan. He was still still a baby.
Yeah.
I just remember coming over here straight. And to be honest, I just remember working for 3 days on a tunnel and they just pop in the United States, man. It was like, I don't know where we went through. It was car. I just know that I was carrying my sobrino in my arms there. And then next thing you know, we were just popping out like squirrels from coming out of their head out of the ground, just looking see for safety. And then next thing you know, we're in the United States.
So why did your mom send you over here to the United States to do that? Like, was there a certain reason or why?
Yes, you know what? It was a bad reason. Cause I didn't want to go. I didn't want to grow up with them because my mom got in a relationship with other mans, and then I could never call him dad. I didn't want to call him dad because I know I had a dad. It was there in my respect to my dad. And then this guy was telling me if I wasn't to call him dad, that she wasn't supposed to feed me. I wasn't supposed to get fed, and that guy hit me so much that I had toys. And the only toys we got is like those bottle caps. You go to the stadiums and collect bottle caps, and you play against other people with caps. And still remember I had that right in my head that I went and collect caps for almost a whole day, and I was happy because I got a big bag full of it. When I came back, this guy just told my mom, you know what you dealing with this dirtbag, man? Just get rid of him, kill him or something. And I just remember my mom just throw a rope around my neck and she throw it up in the wood and she started pulling me and he keep choking the shit out of me. Move away. And if it wasn't for my sister that she ran to me and started falling from my face, I probably wouldn't be here, man. I wouldn't be telling you the truth. And these guys, it's just like that in Mexico. Stetas are so, I don't know, I could call them assholes there. But to be honest, that was just me. I was just an innocent boy. Just trying to bring something to play because he didn't give me nothing. He didn't buy me nothing. If they were to go out to as a family, I would be left in the home like the black sheep of the families. That's why it's that's thing went. I think that was the reason.
That's insane. Why don't you?
There's a lot of thing going in Mexico. A lot of people don't know reality of life until you go deep into a person. And then to be honest, I mean, I got so many deep stuff, and then I go up. To be honest, I have a scar on my car because I was starving, man. I was a kid. I needed to eat, and I need to keep myself alive. So what I was doing as a kid is I would go to like swap meets and to go ask people, hey, can I help you pick up the food or something? At least to survive out of the rotten food they were gonna throw it away. And then I remember I got run over by a car. Nobody knew. I was in the hospital for, I don't know if I was in coma or not, but I got my skull crack open right here. My parents didn't know about it. They didn't know I was at hospital.
How old are you? Is it like 6 years? So I think it was rules and you got it over back, huh?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And when did they ever find out or not? Until way later.
Well, they find out like 3, 4 days later that I was there because I couldn't stay there because I couldn't afford being in a hospital because I didn't have no money. So if you don't got money there, you ain't nobody. Back in the days, to be honest.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of the same thing now. No, it just depends.
It depends.
Yeah. So, when you guys came over here to the United States, what part of the U.S. did you guys move to?
You know what? We came over. I came straight to San Jose. That's where I usually I say call my city. Yeah, I grew up. That's where my neighborhood became. I don't call it a neighborhood, but I really call it my family.
Yeah.
We came to live on the east side of San Jose. Uh, that's where I met my dad. I honestly thought that I was gonna live a childhood like a happy family, but then it all started when he gave me $5, man. I still remember $5 back in the days. It was a lot, and I tell you, he loved me and everything. But then after a week, man, he started asking questions about my mom. And one of the things I knew is my mom said, you know what, don't say nothing to your dad. Don't say nothing to that about me and dad. And because of that, that's when all the abuse came down, man.
Fuck, so your dad was abusing you too, just the same as your mom. Worse, or the same?
Not worse, I would say worse, but I guess he was on the right to find out what was going on because I didn't know the real life of us then, the real was going on. He just wanted to know if my mom have our relationship, that she had any other daughters. I never said nothing. I didn't tell her nothing. I just said I didn't know. It came to the point that she started putting pressure on me, like wanting me to work when I was a kid and all that.
Yeah.
So
So what happened with those $5?
man, I bought gang shit. I mean, a lot of the thing, back in the days, you buy.
Oh, you just bought a bunch of snacks and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you're a kid.
Yeah. So when you moved to San Jose, did you feel like you belonged there, or did you feel like an outsider because you didn't know English, or did you already know English?
No, what you mean, English? That when I get to San Jose, that's when the real meaning starting about being a gangbanger.
Yeah.
Because I was barely 9 years old, man, and then they tried to put me in school.
Yeah.
I didn't know English. To be honest, I didn't know English. The first year they tried to put me in school, I was getting beat up every damn day, man, for no damn reason. I was like, why? Why am I getting beat up? They're the same kids all the time. I would go to school. Matter of fact, I didn't even went to school. I would start walking. I just heard this nasty ass word say, look at this motherfucking web ass graph. And boom, boom, there he goes. And I was like, I didn't know what that means, So I signed up, go to there, and then that's when I started meeting, friends and everything. And one time I was with one of my friends that I run into. I was like, hey, look, esos vatos siempre me pegan. I don't know why, but es siempre me pegan las putizas. And they were like, boy, esos vatos son norteños. What you mean? Like, yeah, esos vatos aquí eran mexicanos. And I was like, what? So I guess that's when I started getting a little bit into it. And they say like, well, let's ride. So now I had a reason why to hate them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's when I started getting into it. I was not into the gangs yet, but it was like a payback.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's really that's how a lot of people start, because somebody does something to them first, and they want to get their revenge.
Yeah.
So that was happening to you at age 9. At what age did you start learning more about the gangs and start wanting to be more apart with them, or start starting to want to be more like with them? Yeah, just how old were you?
It took long enough because I knew that this guy was my friend, and he was willing to be right there backing me up with his vatos that were hitting me, right? So I want to get to know more about him. So I tried to stay at my house, but then I think by that time my mom came already from Mexico.
Yeah.
And it was like it was war in the house, man. Like my mom and my dad were going at it,
Yeah.
about the past, about this and that. And every time they got something against, it was taken on us. We would be the one who getting punished, hit and everything. So I said, look, I don't want to be at my house. So I call this friend, I go with this friend, and then he was already from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So after hanging around with him, and I told him, hey, what's up with this? And then he started giving me the rundown about the norteños and all that, about the barrio. And to be honest, he showed me something that I was looking for so long: the appreciation, the caring, the pat in the back where they say, "Hey, everything's gonna be okay, bro. Even if you're doing bad, everything's gonna be okay." And mostly like the love, man.
Yeah.
So I got into it more, and I want to dig into it. So I started hanging around with more, and then that was my homie Blinky, man. My homie Blinky is like my little brother.
Yeah.
And I started hanging around with him, and then he started telling me the rundown about norteños. Norteños are like straight sons of Mexican families that come from Mexico, but they deny their roots. They deny being Mexican. They deny having the Mexican blood on them, and they think they're better than us. And then so I say, all right, well, let's give them a reason. Let's give them a reason why. And then I start hanging around with them. They start getting to know me. So my hood right there, it took the place of my family. The love, the caring.
Yeah.
So that's when I started hanging around more with them. And it's after like in a year, I was already getting part of it. I started getting jumped into it, and I got jumped into BST, the Bottles of the Town. That was the name of my neighborhood.
Do you remember what age you were, or no?
I was already 10.
You were 10 years old.
I was 10 when I got jumped into BST, and then uh that's when the gang banging started. It was like, I don't look at it as criminal activity. Gang banging to me. It was just a way of living. It was a way of surviving. It was like a family thing. We have to protect our family. We have to protect our little community. Make sure that people from other areas don't come and steal from what we got. They don't hurt us. They don't victimize us. A lot of people think the gang banging is just like criminal activity, but it's not. It's a family thing. It's love. It's something you build inside. You feel what happened to other homeboy. You know, and that's when you start real going into it and find the definition. And after that, then you start digging more into it. And if you want to go to a higher level, then you go to a higher level. If you just want to stay on a family thing, that's where you stay on a family thing. But I didn't, I went 100% because when gangbanging started, it's like 24/7 war between Norteños and Sureños. You get caught sleeping, you can't get smoked there. So you got to be alert every day. And then you're person about, you got to stay awake, man. That's when drugs comes in. You gotta see there's all kinds of drugs, but I the way I see it is like every drug is for something in you. Like you can name any drug, and I can tell you if I try or I did it. Cause I can tell you I'll try any drug you want. You know, but that's another topic. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to that later. So what was your initiation like as a kid? I mean, how old were you? You were 10 years old, and how old were the kids that were, or the people that were jumping you?
the younger you want, as long as you know the rundown, the routine is good. Before you get jumped into a gang, then they're just gonna recruit you and jump you in there because it's a family thing. You got to know rules. You got to respect. You got to take care of the people. You got to take care of their family, their possessions, anything that is to your from the homie or the homegirl. We equally, we don't discriminate. We don't make a girl lower than a guy. It's just a family thing. It's the love you feel in there. I was 10 when I got jumped in, and I started knowing the hating between the Norteños and los Sureños. And to be honest, Norteños, Norteños is, I don't say they deserve it right now because we all humans, but I think back in the days, these guys were supposed to teach a lesson, man. To be honest, I mean, I'm trying to heal from the inside, but these,
Yeah, yeah. So growing up, um, within the gang, did you ever feel scared, or were you just like full adrenaline at all times as soon as you joined the gang?
when I joined the game, I feel like I was a 24/7 work, man, that I had to put in work every
Yeah. So even as a 10-year-old, like what tasks did they give you? What would you do?
they don't have to give you tasks. You know what you have to do, man. If I see anybody with red, man, I will strip them naked. Just right away. Be honest. It's between games right there. Like colors, man, separates Sureños and Norteños. If they see you with red, man, you can get smoked or something like that. But see, we Mexicans, we didn't even got nothing to do with it. To be honest, it's not even our fight with between gangs. We just came from America, man. We crossed the border to 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 have a better future, a better life. Between Norte and Sur, it's between Chicanos. That's not a culture. We Aztecs, but people don't know that. You got to get into it. You got to study about gangs and find out, hey, was it really worth it? Man, I wasn't chose to be over here. I didn't chose to be a Sureño. I was for it. Why? Because these fuckers were beating the crap out of me every day. For what reason?
Yeah.
Why? Because I was Mexican? They thought I was a Southsider? I ain't no Southsider. You know? Right now, there's a lot of things you got to know about Sur and Southsiders and all that. But, you know, I'm just a legal guy that was forced to cross the border and came over here and was confused by a Sureño. So now I say, you know what? I'm going to give you a reason to fight for. If that's what I am, then I'm going to be on the Norteño hunt. I call it the Buster hunt. And, it's a gang. It's a lot of hate.
As a kid, did you go to school or no? Here in the United States, or what age did you stop going to school?
I couldn't. I mean, I would get beat up every time if I go to school. The majority and up north is the Norteño rule up north.
Yeah. So what age did you stop going to school? Like 10, 12?
I remember, I think I went 2 times to school, like for a week.
And that's it?
That's it. I ain't gonna get my ass beat up every day there.
So as soon as you stopped going to school, you were just full on street.
I was a 24/7, acting in the streets. I would just, to be honest, I was broke. I didn't got nothing. So most of the Norteños over there are rich people, wealthy people, people that got money. Their parents spoiled them with everything. Yeah. We don't got no shoes, and we see a Norteño. Hey, you know what? Those are my shoes, bro. Let's go get those. We get them. We get their clothes. Anything they have to do with normal clothes, we'll take it. Anything they have to do with red, we burn it. That's how gangs are up there.
Yeah. What was the main reason that you first went to juvenile hall? Did you go to juvenile hall before you went to jail and stuff?
Yeah, I remember these two guys that knew I was coming. They were like about 10 times. They beat me up. And then when I tried to go to school, that's the reason why I went to school. And I kind of with my friend, I kind of walking. We were in red. So I got him. I took all my anger. I beat his ass and I sent him back butt naked home, man. To be honest, like I stripped him out of all his red clothes and sent him home butt naked. That was my first crime, I think. I went to juvenile hall for that.
Like right away, did you call the cops and then they later found you, or how they went?
Well, they found me walking with the stuff in my hands. So I guess I was gonna get stopped. You know, like, is it yours? I was like, yeah, I took it away from somebody.
How old were you there?
I think I was like, I think I was 10 and a half or 11.
So you were still little, dang. And how long were you in juvie for?
I could tell you that I was in and out of juvenile hall. Like, I've been, I lost count. I'd be like, I went to juvie until I graduated. I think that was a graduation. I went to juvie, and then you go there then you go there, then you get a probation. After probation, you have to violate probation and able to send you to boys camp, and after boys camp. So it's like a process.
Uh-huh.
It's like when you graduate from high school, you know.
So that first time you went to juvie, you just kept going back. You just kept going back.
I think that time they gave me a probation because it was my first time beating them up. So they give me probation. I got out. Then I didn't care. I was already into it.
Yeah.
And then I went back like a week ago,
Like a week later.
a week later, and then like even now and now. And so they say, you know what, we're gonna send you to boot camp.
Yeah. So how was life like in juvie? Did you like it, or did you meet like more people like that have similar backgrounds to you?
I get to know a lot of people. There's a lot of Sureños when you get in the system. You get to know the Norteños too. But the most thing about it is I like it because you have a room and you got 3 meals a day. You know, it was dying and then they're not here. It's better to be out in the street. In the street, you're struggling to survive, and maybe you won't eat nothing. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you said you graduated from You graduated high school in juvie.
to be honest, I didn't graduate there until I was in CYA, California Youth Authority. It's a prison for minors.
Okay. Oh, so after juvie you went to boot camp, and then boot camp you went there.
It was a long process too.
Oh, so what's the story from juvie to boot camp to QA?
In Juvie, you go to juvenile hall until they don't want to accept you there, until they don't want to deal with you. The community doesn't want you. Juvenile belongs to the community.
Yeah.
Community doesn't want you there, so they send you to boys camp. Boys camp is like with the training to work on certain things and to stuff like that. And then if you don't get it, then that's when the other step is. Why?
Yeah. And then how long were you? Yeah, how Ableton and CYA?
No, at boot camp.
Okay, boot camp, and then from boot camp you went to.
Boot camp I came out, and then I went to CYA.
And then how was it like in CYA?
CYA is it's a gladiator school it's a prison for minors. That's a gladiator school. You got to be fighting every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. That's where I got shamed. That's where I started doing a lot of time. My family didn't know anything about me because I was lost. I was going up and down. They transfer you from northern to southern. There, it depends how you are.
Dang. So were there any crazy stories that happened during your time in juvie? Was there any like stabbings? Was there any like riots?
Yeah,
There were some crazy stories that happened in juvie, CYA, or boot camp.
and why at juvenile hall, I remember you got to rush people there, man. And at juvenile hall, you got to get people with chairs. As soon as you see open door with an norteño, just run him and boom. You know, there is nothing but violence all the time, violence. That's an juvie. On boys camp, I got jumped, and then I got sent to the hospital in coma. I wasn't supposed to go out ranches, going out ranches like go cleaning canals and things like that. But a lot of Sureños don't want to go because most of the things take that. And then I didn't want to be a punk. I didn't want to be called a punk. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
So I want to be the brave man. And I went. And I just remember one day this vato hit me with that steel toe right here and open up right here. And I just remember falling on the ground and they were stomping on me. And then I woke up in the juvenile hall. Was there for 3 months. All days right here with rocks taking my skin because they tried to carry the best out of me. That was boot camp. Yeah.
And wait, so with that, did you end up getting revenge? Did you recognize their faces afterwards?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you guys do to them after?
Well, you currently have times, it's matter of seconds that, like, if you get an open shot, just take on them and get the best thing you want to get. Get something that is going to knock them out, put a chair or something heavy.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, they're bodybuilders. The SEALs are bodybuilders, man. What are you going to do against a bodybuilder? They're big muscles and they just grab you like little toys and, hey, get over here. So, basically, that was just still key stuff. But why is different? Why is different was way different. Right there, even though you're still a kid, you customize your weapons. You got weapons. You make weapons. That is gonna. I got stabbed right here by a negro right here on the right here. That
Bro, what? Just cause? Oh, it was during the riot.
It's more respectful once you start hitting up a YA. A lot of people think it's all about respect. Respect is what makes you in there. If you don't got respect inside there, you're nobody. You know, yeah, right there. The majority of the blacks they uh they got a big mouth. They think they run everything. Well, with Raza, we all together, and right there, you got to respect everybody. If you don't respect everybody, we don't go one and one between blacks and Mexicans. If there's a fight between them, everybody jumps in. Everybody that is Mexican, it doesn't matter if you're Sureño or just Paisa, you jump. If we don't, then you get it coming by everybody. So that, but I got shanked and I got sent to the hospital.
And like I was saying, did you find the people that did this to you? And what would you do to them?
I got him on the nursery. I tried to break his back.
The guy that shanked you?
Yeah, it was a 57 Sureños against 47 blacks. It was a riot in the dorm.
And you looked for that guy specifically.
Nah, we all got caught because they mace you with mace, and after that they put you ground and they start hanging you. They take you to a gym, but they strip you up butt naked. And they put these fans on you, like those big ass pants.
Yeah.
They torture you, man. We call them the Ninja Turtles. They torture them until we start crying, man. I mean, you see gangsters crying. I mean, you see them peace on their cells and everything because the bottles don't take you to the bathroom. They just let you. That's painful, man. Like, so I found them in the hospital. Okay. Yeah, I found them in the hospital. So they're supposed to program us like one at a time. And there was a Rocky CEO, a lady that was working and he let them out. I was doing a letter, and he took the pencil, and he went again to get you know here. Yeah, he left it right here, man.
They're in the hospital?
Yeah,
Hugs, dude. That's crazy.
it's a dude die, really. And that's where I got him. And I got a chair, and I started getting his ass, but yeah, it's bad, man. It's bad.
Yeah. Damn it. So you're talking about like how the people were torturing you guys in jail. Were there any like really bad COs that you ran into?
There was an CEO that if they hate you, like they know not to mess with the Sureños when we're in YA, but up in North, and they were bored, man. They would cause your room right there, you can get that much air. So what they do is like they get the mace and they mace you from the bottom of the door,
Yeah.
and they just cover it so you could be just burning like they were assholes.
Yeah, yeah.
Mostly even because they got their relatives are norteños. That's why up north. That's why.
And then was there any good CEOs that left like a good impression on you or no?
There's no good
There's
impression.
no good CEOs over there?
No. Well, yeah. When once they start seeing you beat up and they're messing with you too much, they try to care a little bit more about you. But now they're trained to be hard.
Yeah.
Trained to because they know that they could get manipulated any second, man.
Yeah. All right. So moving on from like the prison or the juvie life, the young jail life, um, what was your next move after that? After getting out of the CYA, right? CYA. Yeah. So what happened after CYA? And how old were you when you left the CYA?
It came with this rule in CYA came out that if I don't graduate from school, they will not let me out. Back in the days in YA, they used to have a juvenile life, but they took that out. That means if you murder somebody when you're a kid, you still got the chance to come out.
Yeah.
You only do until 25, but they took that away. And they put this thing on it that says that if you don't graduate, if you don't have your high school diploma, they cannot let you out. So that made the thing for me to study, to learn more English, to get something. And I study a lot, and I got out. I got out to the streets, but the streets were different now.
So when you got out, were you still in San Jose or where were you at?
I was still in San Jose. That was still my city. That's when the drugs came.
Oh shit. Okay. So you were like how old? Like 18?
I think I was 17.
You were 17 when you got out of CYA? Okay. So you got out of CYA, you're out, and then you get into drugs?
Yeah, I went back to the neighborhood, and then there's a lot of new homeboys in there, and you have to see what goes on and check them out once in a while because you have to always got to go to the neighborhood and take care of the stuff. And I was at the time there's certain things that I can talk about. The only thing I have to say, I was working for somebody when I was young.
Yeah.
I was at the age of 11 when I decided to work for somebody with power.
Yeah.
I was supposed to work for them for a while, but that's something that for safe everybody is I can't say him.
Yeah.
I just know I could say that I was working.
Well, what things were you doing?
It was hard. Other than that, I can comment about these people because these people are still alive. They're still on it. That's the only thing I know is why I was doing that. I was putting it hard on the game banging. I was seeing putting in work. I was letting people know that what was the neighborhood was all about because you know bringing everything for them. Due to the fact that we game bangers, the door was slam on us. We couldn't get no jobs. That's like it's the same that says don't judge the book by its cover. They don't know the story about us. And then back in the days, that was when cranking really bad. Crank.
What's crank?
A lot of people never didn't heard about it. I don't know if you know about the drug cranca.
What is it? You can say it in Spanish or English, whatever.
Cranca is something that you see the devil with. If you mess with it, you'll see the devil. You'll be talking to the devil. You'll be talking to the devil. You'll be hallucinating. You be doing so much. And out of that, that's when Matt came. Kim came out of that, but you have to learn how to make it.
Yeah.
That's when I mean it. But see, the reason why there was a lot of crank is because there was a lot of homies that didn't have jobs, and that stopped you from eating. A lot of the homies that were using that because not because they want to be crazy, is because man, they didn't have nothing to eat. That thing stopped you from eating from the world. Weeks, months without eating nothing. Yes, until so they hustle. Sometimes in the neighborhood we have to play the part of Robin Hood. We go steal from the rich people to survive.
Yeah.
So we go look on areas where it's a lot of things that you have to check out. Until I get out of Wyatt, that was one of my jobs to make sure that everyone in the neighborhood was doing okay.
Eating, or they had such.
Eating, be alive, keeping alert from the norteños because these guys were doing drive-by left and right. They don't care. They don't got no rules.
Yeah.
They will kill innocent people. We don't.
So right after YA, you were still gang banging. You were still. Were you doing? Did you start doing drugs, or were you already doing drugs?
I was moving.
You're moving. Okay.
I was moving. I was working on a house but at the same time I was having a good normal job just to play it off.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the down low I was distributing drugs.
What did you do for work at the time?
I was a supervisor on a water softener. Just a company, a great job ship that it gave me opportunity to do my illegal stuff. So you gotta be smart, man. If you're gonna be in that thing, you gotta be smart and you gotta know how to play it.
Yeah. Well, how did you become a supervisor right away? Or did you work there before? Or
Nah, I didn't work there. My parole got me that job, but bro, get your job. If she say you don't got a job, they'll get you a job. But then I start getting good at it, and then I start putting my effort and showing that I wanted to work. So I started moving up, and so I became a supervisor, and I started hiring my own people.
oh, your own like game.
Oh, yeah. So I started hiring gangbangers.
And then how long were you doing that? So you just stopped doing it?
I think I started doing that. So I met my wife. Yeah, I met her. I met her when I was already in that, but then yeah, it's sad, man.
So yeah, so why'd you stop working as soon as you met your wife?
Because I got into the situation with the person that I was working in. It got really out of control. Like
Yeah.
I was supposed to be getting a lot of Christmas present lately, and it was like felt like a dual time, man. Was she do it or what? So and then the company, I think the company was getting overpopulated by gangbangers now. So I took over, man. I took all the homeboys in there. I get to the point that I tried to cook. I tried to cook man one time and I blew up the company, man.
No way.
But I'm like, it was funny, man. Zita is funny, man. But
That's crazy. Damn. So you were trying to cook it up right there at your job.
well, it's not a better place. I mean, you run it by yourself, yeah. But you don't mess with that, man, because
So was it a big company or a small company?
it's a fake. It's a big company.
Yeah. So you started. You were like, "Fuck, I have to do this." So you started doing it at your job. You blew it up. Like, how bad was it?
Uh, it wasn't that bad because it was over in the water with the big tanks at it. But I mean, you can play with fire right there. And this guy, I remember this homie was anxious to want me to get that thing done so fast, but everything takes time. So he bumped up the fire a little bit, and then boom,
It's the whole building or like just like a room where
took a big jank out of it, man. I don't remember telling my wife that I did that, but now she does.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
So after that happened, what happened? Like did you go to jail or did they find out that that was you or
no, because how they got to find out. I was in charge of the company.
so what did you say? What
Nobody goes to the water supply but me. I was the only generator.
yeah. So what did they say?
So I started fixing it little by little. It took time, but
So you didn't get fired?
oh,
No?
damn. I was leaking a lot of things, man. Yeah. Yeah, but then
So that happened. How long after that until you quit?
I quit.
You got fired?
And that job,
Yeah.
the company was sold.
Oh, okay. So people lost their jobs.
Yeah, the company was sold, and yeah, I had to move on. And besides,
Hmm.
I was another had the other job.
Yeah. Oh, moving the Christmas gifts. Right.
Yeah, Christmas bits and all that stuff.
Yeah. So after that, did you just focus on strictly moving the Christmas gifts or
Get angry.
get another job?
No, I think I was we gonna focus on another one, but it was a situation that came really bad. I met my wife, and then she got pregnant. I didn't know about being a father or
Yeah.
never right. So one time I was giving one of my friends, and he decided to go to a neighborhood, but he got rushed by norteños, and I went and took revenge, and that was I think a little bit after September 11th. So I went and took for payback, and I went and bombed their house,
Yeah.
and I got caught.
You were caught. Dang. So oh, talk to me about that. So how'd they find you or how'd you get caught?
There was no way out. I was ever.
So you bombed the house. Where do you go after that? Did you go to
That's why I went in there. It was at Nathaniel Park with the. It was a payback, bro. To be honest, it was a payback. I got shot. I don't want to say names about these guys because I got in. That's why it says there's some things I can say.
Yeah.
This guy shot me. I die. To be honest, I had a share about that. I die. I choke on my own blood. I know who did it. The cops got him. They got the gun. They got the weapon. I was in the hospital, and they want me to cut me up and say, "Look, we need the bullet. We're gonna put these guys, for life." And I say, "No, I'm gonna get them when I get out."
Yeah.
So I was going against the gang again violation because they wanted to cut me up and get the bullet out, and I said no. They're like, "You sure?" I was like, "Yes." And they, well, I'm gonna get these bastards when I get out. They shot me. I'm gonna get them. So they didn't want me to get them, so they put me in jail. They violated me, so they sent me a year to jail.
Yeah.
And then I knew what it was, so I said, payback is. So I went into to revenge. I make some cocktails. I make a little bomb, and I brought the roof. I started throwing cocktails to the house, and they came out all burning out. It was like a movie, but you know, these guys were killing so many Sureños, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
This main guy was killing so many Sureños, and nobody wanted to do nothing about it. So I said, you know what? Let's do this.
So after that, how long did you go to jail for doing that?
I was fighting 45 to life. It was after September. They tried to take me with terrorism.
Yeah.
So
Oh, damn it. It was during that time. That sounding like that was happening.
yeah, so they tried to get me with everything, and you know, I I feel guilty because I took my little brother and one of his friends with me because I just want to pick him up from there and take him home,
Yeah.
and they were getting charged for the same thing.
And then
Yeah,
yeah.
we started fighting. The only reason is to be honest, that when God came into my life, man.
Yeah.
That's when I after that, that's when everything in my whole life starts
Changing.
changing because I was guilty, man. My wife was pregnant.
Yeah.
I wanted to see my daughter. I was counting how old I was going to be if I pled guilty. Uh, I just pled guilty to 18 years and 2 strikes, man.
Yeah.
I say I pled guilty, but it was supposed to be a package deal. My brother was supposed to get the same deal, but he never been in jail before, so he was going to get out just in probation. But I guess they want to give him a strike. And thanks to my brother, And thanks to God, I got out, man, because we were fighting this case for a while.
Yeah.
And then the judge finally say, "Hey, I want to know the guys that keep sending letters to me that they don't want you out. Who are these guys?" So the judge started getting the letters, and he found out that the guys that they don't want me out were the guys who shot me. So the judge believed. He said, "You know what? I think you guys just want to get rid of this guy because
They were equally as bad.
yeah, if you guys are the one for because these guys were for the San Grande gang. That was one of the first norteño gang in San Jose, San Grande." And then they were all affiliated with the San Grande.
Yeah.
And they were caught when they shot me. They were caught with the weapon, but they never got prosecuted because I never proved charges.
Oh, you never pulled the cops
I
about.
never told the cops about it,
Yeah.
and I would never snitch. So the judge said, "You know what? I believe in this guy's innocence. So now you guys could go home if you guys wanted." Yeah, and I was so happy, man. And
So before that, were you in jail praying? Were you learning about God, reading the Bible?
honestly, yes, that's when I started. I heard about God before, but I never took it seriously. And so there, because of my wife and because I want to see my daughter. I mean, I know that the gangbanger life is either you dead or you doing life in prison. That's it. But it's not. It doesn't have to be that way, man. If you ever play a game, if you're good at the game, and if you pass the game, that's it. You pass the game. You know, we as gangbangers up in Northern California is different than here in Central California and down south. We different. Gangbangers are different. We live by rules, and then our own homies. So you look once you hit at this age, bro, that's it. Just school. We don't want to see you in the neighborhood. We don't want to see you risking your life. We don't want to see you put your family into. So that's why I'm here in Fresno because they don't want me back to my city.
Yeah.
I'm already 45 years old, and if they see me over there, I get regulated because they care about me. It's a family thing, They know I got my wife. They know I got my daughters. They come and check on me once in a while because that's my family. But we got rules. We're not like other people, That I go to say once I got out there, um, I said, you know what? You get your stuff, get your wife, and you're out of here. You're out of San Jose. You never come back over here, bro. Let the youngster do the rest, and you do your thing. Thank God I survived. I wasn't dead. I didn't end up doing life in prison. So here I am.
Let's go back on the the reason for why you went to jail. So you said you met your wife before you did the cocktail bombs, right?
Yeah.
You don't think that when you met your wife, that was like a time to like, oh fuck, like I need to change. I need to stop doing these types of things.
You know what? I think it was because it was a love of first time with my wife. To be honest, when I got out, after they sent me back for a violation in YA, YA is for minors. Once you go to prison in all that county, that's an adult.
Yeah.
So my life as an adult was never messed up. As a child, as a teenager, my life was fucked up.
Yeah, yeah.
But they can use that as an adult. On my last violation, when I didn't let him cut me up, when I got out, was when I met her.
Oh, okay.
I met her, and then after going out with her, and then that's when I think I told myself, look, you gotta settle down, or it's either you're gonna end up being dead, or you gotta do, you know, life in prison.
Yeah.
So I took it in consideration, and that's when I met her. And then we were still boyfriend and girlfriend. I said, you know what, I ain't taking you home. You're gonna live with me.
Yeah.
So I took that decision, and I took her with me. And I don't know, a couple months is that when that situation happened.
So did you find out that she was pregnant while you were in jail?
No, I know that I didn't know she was pregnant because of the system, but I didn't know nothing about symptoms. I thought I was just making her life miserable.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought I was making her life miserable. I didn't know anything about symptoms. I didn't know about none of that. So the situation happened with my homeboy, and I was so mad at myself because of what I was doing with her.
Yeah.
So that's why I went over there to, you know.
Damn. Yeah.
And then I found out that my daughter was born when I was in there.
Oh, so she was born while you were still in jail.
Yeah,
Oh, damn. Okay.
she was born in there. I mean, all my homeboys got happy, but I didn't got happy because I didn't know I was here to be a daddy.
So as soon as you got out of jail, you moved straight to Fresno. Why did you choose Fresno out of all the places?
So I was tired, man.
Yeah. You know,
I got to follow her.
oh, she came over here first?
No, I had to follow her. She's still by my side when I was playing live. I had to still by her side too. So I said, look, wherever you want to go, I follow you. I didn't know. I thought Fresno was just a desert, man. But y'all know, like, I ain't gonna go to the desert for it. Just go to the desert. So
So you moved to Fresno. Um, what did you guys do once you guys got over here? Where'd you guys live, or how was your guys' upbringing as young adults with a kid?
it was worse, bro.
It was worse.
Why? Because I left the camp banging over there.
Yeah.
And then, like I mentioned before, and I'm gonna say I was working with somebody.
Mhm.
I didn't tell her about that.
Yeah.
I didn't tell my wife about it. I shouldn't tell nobody about it. But I was still taking care of business.
Here in Fresno.
And it doesn't matter where I was. My time was not over. So I had to still do what I had to do. And things got really worse because when you have a little group that you join with it, and they start disappearing, you start feeling, you know, you start feeling what it's gonna be here.
Yeah.
Do you fucked up? Do you did something you were not supposed to do? Are they gonna come and get you? So that was my worst year's nightmare because I was sleeping with guns, bro.
Yeah.
I was sleeping with guns. I had guns in my house, left and right,
Here in Fresno?
here in first. And then you come to the easy place, man. Right here, they don't arrest you for nothing. They get you with a mag, guns, and everything. They just give you a slap on your hand and go home.
Yeah, yeah.
So they make it easier.
So once you guys got to Fresno, how'd you guys find a place to live? Did you have saved the money or?
But I have a family here that I started working with them on gardening.
Yeah.
Well, when I was over there, I studied landscape when I was locked up. There's nothing else to do. You got time. You can study anything you want.
So you started working with her dad, and were you living with the parents as well?
Yes, I was going with their parents.
But at the time, you were still doing your stuff as like secretly, or?
Sickly, it was supposed to. It's sickly. It comes to a point that you can't hide it no more, man.
Yeah.
You can't hide it no more because you start seeing your kids. That's when she started getting paired with my other daughters.
Yeah.
And then you start seeing how the life you're living is it's a fucked up, corrupted life. And then you just want to tell them, you know what? I'm sorry. This is what I do. But it's like putting her life in danger. Your family in danger.
So was it just like moving things around, or what was it? Was it like selling stuff, or was it doing certain activities like?
It was worse than that. That I can talk about it. It just working for somebody. It doesn't matter. You got to do whatever comes in that paper.
Okay. Yeah. So while you were doing that, how long were you doing that here in Fresno before you started to stop? Was it a couple years? Was it like right away?
I signed up until I was 40.
Uh-huh.
I'm early 45.
Yeah.
So it tells you, hey, I barely have 5 years that I stopped
Yeah.
living a normal life.
Yeah.
Not that I stopped, that I got out.
Yeah. 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 So once you guys went to Fresno, you had a job with your father-in-law. You were still moving stuff. Was there ever a turning point where you like wanted to get out but you couldn't? Was there ever moments of like, damn, like what am I doing? Regret, or do you not just regret anything?
Because when I met her,
Mm.
when I met her, I wanted to be this. I just wanted this to be a dream. That
Like
was
you just couldn't get out of it, huh?
just I couldn't
Mm.
because he wasn't even part of it. I did it for my other family.
Yeah. So how was life living like with your in-laws? Was it good? Was it bad? Did you guys have ups and downs?
You know what? It was ups and downs like a normal life, but due to the situation, my double life, I think I was making it worse.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody makes it work when you live in a double life.
I don't know. Yeah. So did you ever get in trouble here in Fresno, California, as you did over there? Or?
Yeah, I tried. It was so easy here in California. I mean, the president was so easy, man, to start a neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I say, you know what, man, if I must do it. So I did it on the west side. I started banging on the west side.
Yeah.
I started recruiting homies in the west side, and it did pretty good until my homies heard about it. So they come over here and they put a stop on me.
Oh well. So you couldn't do that.
I'm out. I mean, I'm not out, but I say I can't. When they told you that's it, that's it. You got a family to take care of. You got to take care of your family. You got to stop the bullshit. That's a family thing. See, we see it differently. People see it differently. We know Northern California, San Jose. That's why a lot of people don't mention San Jose, because San Jose is a strict city that when it's norte. When it's sureños, it's different. If they told me that's it, you can, they'll come. And if I keep doing it, they'll discipline me. They'll beat my ass.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the difference between Southern California, Central California, and Northern California sureños?
We represent the Sureño. The Sureño significant is the Southern United Raza Eliminating Other Organization. That's what we fight for. That's something we fight, that we just study for. Central Valley, they did respect. We in Northern California, we don't got no bulldogs. Matter of fact, I did a year for Bulldogs CYA because we run together.
Yeah.
Okay, we just Sureños. We represent what we represent. Central Cali, they got enemies, which is Fresno. And
Yeah.
Fresno's gang is Bulldogs. So they got to go at him. I can't. I can't go at him because that's breaking one of my rules. Down south, Sureños don't kill Sureños. You don't pull up a knife on another Sureño. You don't take another Sureño's property or disrespect his family because you're not representing a Sureño. Down south, you killing Sureños. You killing your own gente. You know, that's what they Southsiders. We represent the Sur up here in Northern. And that's an issue that has been going on for a while and they don't want to know about it. But that's the difference. If we got rules, we live by rules. And we obey the rules.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I was saying, Northern Cali, we got rules.
Was there any issues with you against the Fresno gangs, or did you ever get into it with some Fresno Bulldogs?
But right here, to be honest, I don't got nothing against them.
Yeah.
As long if they respect me, they respect the Sur, then that's a whole different issue. But if they come at me and they bark at me and they told me that's their gang, they're free to do it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna be disrespecting anybody just because I feel like I'm a badass. You know, it's all about respect. Respect makes a man.
Yeah.
You know, I did got into not I didn't got into with the homies here, but I guess we're not allowed to use the word dog. But to me and then to us up in Northern Cali, we use the word dog every day.
Yeah.
Saying hey perrito, hey what's up doggy, that's being like that, like it's yeah, it's like yeah. So no, I just kind of put things in order. You know, if I can hang around with them, I won't hang around with them. If I know they're gonna get me in trouble because they like to do respect, I just don't be with them.
Yeah.
You know, but that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna back out my stuff. You know, that I'm gonna let people to respect me. That's
Yeah.
how it goes.
So did you ever have any interactions with them, like physical interactions? Like, did you ever get in a fight with them or no?
Not because they know what I'm all about. You know, I mean, I don't let nobody disrespect me. I don't let nobody disrespect the suit, and that's all it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, we're talking about the Fresno Bulldogs. Let's talk about now. All right, so how long were you still working with your father-in-law? How long did that last until you started your own thing?
We started. Well, I worked with them for a couple years until we started our own business, and then
Oh, so you worked with him at a company, and then you guys did your own thing.
yeah, he quit working at a company, so I followed him.
Yeah.
And then when I was incarcerated, I took classes on landscape and all that, so I kind of knew a little bit about good stuff, not just bad stuff. You know,
Yeah.
skills and all that. So that was the beginning of putting my skills to work. And I asked him, "Hey, you wanna start something?" And he said, "Yeah." So we started the landscape, and then it went pretty good.
Yeah. So how long were you guys in business together before you ventured off and did your own thing?
We were in business for a couple years, like about 8 years, and then due to my other double life, it was interfering with everything. Every good thing that I wanted to do, it was interfering until my last day that I was gonna be with these guys.
Yeah.
But I left them like 2, 3 times, and then it was up and down because I still want to run my own thing. I still want to do my negative stuff. I still want to
Negative stuff like what, like?
I still want to have those people next to me, like the one called homeboys, which you really can't call them homeboys right now. Right next to me and try to have them help them out when they don't want to be helped. And they was interfering because I was getting my partner-in-law mad. I was losing accounts because a lot of clients don't want to see people like that in there, you know. So
So what things would you do? Would you like call off work to go help out like a friend or what? Like,
I started bringing it into a company. I started hiring them. That was one of the mistakes that I did because if I thought that it worked for me, I thought it was gonna work for them. But everybody's different, you know. I didn't show no kind of effort that they want to change or they want to do something in their lives, and I was there trying to force them to do it.
yeah.
We could force nobody. So it was kind of causing confliction with me and my father-in-law. They came to the point that I thought that he had something against me.
Yeah.
So I started looking at him the same way, and then we start building hate against each other.
But the whole time, do you think that you were maybe in the wrong because you were the one that was bringing in all these negative people?
To be honest, I think I was in the wrong because not just because I was bringing these people, but it's because I was using drugs.
Yeah.
I was still I was using at that time I was using meth.
Yeah. And I know how math affects people terribly.
Yeah, it does a meth, and then even though you're doing the wrong thing to you, you're doing good. So
So you're saying that. And did you ever tell your father-in-law how, like, did you ever apologize for your wrongdoings? Like, man, like, I'm sorry, like, I shouldn't have been bringing in these people, or did you just never talk about it again?
uh to be honest, I was never man enough to accept my mistakes.
Yeah.
I thought that just because of his past or his lifestyle, whatever past he has, he was just trying to bring it on me, and it was just him. So I just try to avoid it and just walk away from him, which I did.
But now that you're older, you see how you were in the wrong, and like it wasn't just him, like
I think it takes a process for a man to step up and say, you know what, I fucked up. I actually did. I apologize to him. I tell him, you know what, even though we consider ourselves strong minded and that we could control anything, when you're not in your fine sense, you're not doing the right decisions.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I'm making things that now is different. Uh, I ended up starting my own business. I let him with the whole business. Me and my wife started making our own business, put my skills back to work, it was for a different cause this time.
Yeah.
So,
So you started your own business with your wife?
yes,
So was she working with you, or was she just running things behind the scenes?
I think she was just running the paperwork, things like that. I was doing mostly, she was also working with me in the fields, but mostly paperwork and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Answer we good out.
So how long did you guys have your own business for, and how did it go for you guys?
I think at the beginning, knowing that, realizing that what God has done for me, and the miracle they took for him to let me out of prison, knowing that I was guilty, and for not allowing me to die when I was truly already dead. Uh, we started a business with the cause to help other people, guide them. And then so this day we still have the business. Me and her are still together. We having the business. It's up and downs, there are challenges, but you know, uh, we're doing really good.
Yeah. Um, all right. So going back to, why you guys started your guys' business. You said you guys wanted to start the business to help people. What did you mean by that?
Helping people is like, you know, uh, I realized that back in the days, even today's days, a lot of people get judged by the parents, and then a lot of gangbangers or without knowing their stories or what they struggle, what they carrying, a lot of people they close the doors on them. They don't even give them the opportunity to to prove themselves, like to prove their skill, because many of us have skills. That's when everything started. God says that He gives us talents. We just gotta look for them.
Yeah.
And then, as myself, I always grew up thinking I was a dumbass because I got involved in gangs and because I started doing drugs. But I got some talents, and I put those talents to work in my business. I know how to do the job. Take pride in my work and do things right. And that's what the business starts spending. And we ask God for it, to give it to us to help other people, so they can see the talents and they could make something out of themselves.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense now that you talked about that, because you give a lot of opportunity to kids, like even me and my other friends. And now that I hear you talking about this, it makes a lot of sense why you guys, actually give us opportunity to work and to learn how to work, even if we would annoy the fuck out of you. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense now. All right. Yeah, so just how you said that you were doing good and you were expanding the business was like increasing rapidly. As fast as it could go up, the faster it could go down too, right? So let's talk about how the business has changed over the years, like from the peak to where like you weren't doing so well. Did you go back into the gangs? Did you go back into using drugs? How was that like?
I think the business was affected by the same thing, the double life.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned before, working for somebody else was always like a wall, whether I want to do things right or wrong. And the business, it was a wall right there. The business was good because the business was given to us by God. We, with me and my wife prayed. We got close to God. We became more close to God and religious stuff.
Yeah.
And then and God gave it to us, so we can help others. So the foundation of our business was basically on God. So working, living a lower life and working with these people, doing whatever they want, was not gonna knock down the business, but it was gonna drop it down. So those were the ups and downs. sometimes when the business was doing good, I forgot about God. You know, I forgot that God was the one that was giving it to me, to giving the glory to Him. And then I was focusing more on the negative stuff, and that's what I was going down the slide.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was like a wake up call and say, you know what, God gave it to me, so I gotta stay up on it.
So like when you got more comfortable with the business and how much success you guys were seeing, you stopped. Did you stop going to church, or did you stop praying as much, or how did you lose that connection with God?
I think
Or did the gains interfere?
I think gambling and all that has been part of it. It's either the Bible says you die to yourself, to your old you. I didn't want to kill the old me. You know why? I was popular, man. People knew me. People respect me. I was afraid that I was gonna lose all that, so I wanted to hold on to the old me. And I think that was the thing that it was affecting the business that God has given us.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to let it go. To be honest, when I was being successful, I started hiring people with bad habits, bring bad habits to the people that were working for me.
Yeah.
And even the worker will tell me, hey, look at this. And I don't want to do nothing about it. I just want to let them go. I just want to let them do their thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's another wake-up call. The God says, you know what? I give you this. You got to do it the right way. You don't bring stuff like that doesn't go with me. So.
But you think you learned your lesson now of like, I think it's, you know, it's not like a good thing that maybe these things had happened, but maybe it's, you know, it's a good learning lesson. Like you learned what not to do, who not to hire, what things to do, what things not to do. And I feel like, you know, at some point that was going to happen either way, because I mean, you were seeing success, but you were never having those problems, and you didn't know how to deal with those problems because you never been through them before, you know? So I think now that you've seen what could go wrong in the business, how easily, you know, that thing could get taken away from you, you know, I feel like now you'll be more appreciative, more, not smart in a way, but like more appreciative. Yeah, more grateful. There you go. More. I think you'd be more grateful with the things you have now, and you know, you'll see right from wrong, and you know, hopefully now you'll gain that success, even more success with the business that you have. Do you agree with that, or what do you think?
I agree. Totally agree on that because, you know what, the part of being grateful, I forget about it. And then it just ambush. Then when the business starts giving out good stuff, you forget about everything. Yeah. You forget about everything. You even forget about the person, the brand next to you that could help start the business, which in this case was my wife.
Yeah.
You know, just to please the flesh, please yourself with so many bad stuff. But yeah, I think to be right on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So what did losing everything do to your mental health or due to yourself? How did it affect your relationship with your family?
It made me feel really like lower than ground, to be honest, because I was confident on myself that I could do it on my own.
Yeah.
That I could do everything. That everything it was because of my strength, because what I know. But when my wife walked away, that I told her, you know what, I'm gonna take the business away from you. I'm gonna run on my own because you don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
And until the point where having 3 routes, 4 routes of people making thousands of dollars a month and not even being able to make enough for the rent.
Yeah.
That makes you see things bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So looking back, you know, what would you tell that version of yourself?
I say learn how to be appreciative, content for what God has given you, and most of all, be grateful and always give thanks for what you have and what you don't have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the last segment of the day, or this little interview. Yeah, so where are you at today mentally, spiritually, and emotionally? You think you're a more level-headed person? You think you're more grateful for the things you have now, or, you know, just how are you today?
I think what I learned is I got to be more grateful. I just getting out of the hole where I could honestly tell you that I cried my ass up like a bitch because I almost lost my own family, man.
Yeah.
I thought I lost my wife, my daughters, my granddaughter, because being stubborn, thinking that I don't need them.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to appreciate them. I didn't know how to appreciate what God has given me. And then I was left alone for a while, realizing that loneliness is bad, and it made me see life different, man. It made me see life different and multiple. It made me appreciate the little bit that God has given me. I have to appreciate it, treasure it like I never tasted something before.
Yeah. Yeah. So what keeps you going now? What motivates you to just wake up every day? Is it your family? Is it the money?
God is a God of second chances, man. And I always say that God has been my foundation in my family, and He's restoring my marriage. He's restoring my family. He's bringing back my business back. And most of all, I'm letting go of the drugs. The gang is staying behind. I don't work for nobody but for God. My years with the person that I used to work are gone. I'm 45 years old right now. I got 5 years enjoying life, not having nightmares,
Yeah.
not waiting for no Christmas boxes or not being able to carry guns around me no more, or sleeping with guns and all that. It's gonna be a challenge, but I'm learning how to be grateful and appreciate it.
Yeah. Do you think you'll ever forgive yourself for the past? Or have you forgiven yourself for the past?
The Bible says that we shouldn't got that guilty against us. You know, God forget everybody. So I was an innocent kid when I got involved in this.
Yeah.
And then I forget myself for the things that I've done, because if God has forgiven me, then who am I, you know? And then I just gotta face life differently.
So do you think you still get tempted by old habits, or do you still have like that old mindset, or you think you've grown out of it, hopefully?
You know what? Recently, yes. Recently, there was a situation where it almost cost me and my complexion, and it still goes on. But when you have friends coming up to you for negative advice,
Yeah.
for connections, for dealing with situations that they don't know how to deal with, for taking care of business that they can,
Yeah.
knowing that you used to be a person that you give it all for a homeboy, you know,
Yeah.
like you take your shirt for the homeboy, be like, hey, ¿sabes qué? Well, let's go, let's handle this. Well, saying no to that is a challenge, because, like I told my wife, I feel like a bitch. I feel like a bitch because I finally learned how to say no.
Yeah.
And when there's a situation that before I used to just wipe it out or deal with it, now I have to think about the consequences. And this adrenaline that runs through your brain, the heinous that you want to take care of it so bad, but you know there's consequences for it, and then it's gonna affect other people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. So, what are you most hopeful about today? What are you looking forward to on a daily basis? Are you looking forward to growing your business, to helping out your family in whatever way you can? What are you most looking forward to?
I think you nail it. Right now it's like the business that God has given me with that I almost got to the ground. As I build it back up, build out my family. It's sad. I think it's sad to say it. The way my daughters look at me right now.
Yeah.
My goal is for them to look at me and for them to come out of their mouth and say, "Dad." I don't want them to tell me the word again. Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, ass? You know, I want them to tell me, "Hey, Dad, I'm proud of you. Hey, Dad, we know you relapsed, and I know it was hard.
Yeah.
But now, heard the word Dad, something that I never said. It's hardly what I said. I heard it.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of my goals. Put a good example to my daughters, to my family, so they can see the husband, the father they are supposed to be.
That's good. All right, guys. So if you took something from today's conversation, share it. Share it with someone out there that needs to hear this. This has been Cut Deep, and this is Payaso. My name is Jonathan, and yeah, just hope to catch you guys on the next episode. And then we're good. That was good. Oh, my baggers.
My backbone.